Hey coconuts, by the time you hear this, I'm no longer in Singapore. I'm in Georgia, Tbilisi, Georgia. So not the US Georgia state, but an ex-USSR nation in the south of Russia, right? South of Moscow to be exact. So I'm here and I'll be spending some time talking to different people and I'm going to share with you today why they decided to fly here. A little bit of mesmerization, a little bit of idealist thoughts. But yeah, I'm definitely very excited to be here. And over the course of the next few months, you will hear some interviews from me. I may bring on some friends on this Tuesday segment, just kind of share their thoughts, share their perspectives, and why they are here in Georgia, digital nomad hub of Eastern Europe. Yeah. Good morning, everyone. I welcome you to another day with the Financial Coconut. In our podcast, we'll be debunking financial myths, discovering best financial practices, and discussing financial strategies that fits our unique life. You get it. Ultimately, empowering us to create a life we love while managing our finances well. So today, we're gonna spend some time, more chill episode to share with you guys what am I trying to achieve here in Georgia and why am I here? What am I seeking for? Why did I not stay in Singapore? It's gonna be a chill episode, cannot every day, too geeky. I need a break, you need a break, we all need some fun. And yeah, it's coming. So yeah, we're gonna slowly wind down into the lull season of content and of work. So yeah, join me today as I share with you and recount, think about what do I need and why am I here. Okay, today's episode not sponsored by Tourism Board, not sponsored by Immigration, not sponsored by Georgian Immigration Hub or I don't know, Work from Georgia program. They actually have a Work from Georgia program, by the way, guys. You can go and check it out. It is a 1-year visa arrangement for digital nomads to work from Georgia, right? So they are riding the wave and there's a lot of action here. Also, I've read online, a lot of digital nomads, a lot of crypto people, they're all there. And it's a interesting, thriving, quirky hub. So kind of think what is a good place? Kind of think like Malacca went digital, okay? So but yeah, it's definitely, you go and search and you can see the place. I'm not there yet. Currently, I'm still at home in Singapore and I'm recording advanced. So by the time I'm there, I'll have more experiences and I can share with you more about the place, about the people here, about life here, and my experience here. Honestly, I'm feeling a little bit jittery. At first, when I first bought a ticket, I was very excited. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna go out there onto the world again. Because I actually came back in a rush, right? So I was living in KL. I came back because of COVID. I mean, it was very bad at the point in time. I came back, ended up I stayed here for close to 2 years. And it wasn't easy, but it was great growing the podcast together with you guys. And we had a team, we have supporters, we have sponsors, and also that definitely kept me going. But I cannot deny that I did come back in a rush. I didn't even complete my rent in KL, so I still had 2 or 3 months left, for my space in KL, and I had to get my friends to help me clean up the place and clear at the end before handing back to the landlord. Came back and a lot of uncertainty because every few months there's some change. Every few months it feels like I can go out now, but no, cannot go out yet. So it's like, what's going on? So it's very hard to plan the first few. I would say the first year was very hard to plan, which was like 2020, right? I'm sure every one of you experienced together. But later part of this COVID situation, somewhere around mid 2021, you kind of see, okay, the situation's a little bit more control. Yeah, maybe we could kind of explore some other things. So I definitely got myself vaccinated. And when I saw that some of these other countries were opening up and allowing people to move, to travel there and just kind of experience, I was like, yeah, count me in. Count me in. I'm coming. So, and that is why I've decided to left. I'm not saying that, you should all live on an exodus out of Singapore. And I totally get Singapore government's position of trying to protect the mass and protect the people and all that. I mean, you don't want your neighbors, friends, or family members to randomly pass away. I mean, it's painful. I'm not taking a political position here, and I'm not trying to tell you or tell the government what to do. But from my own perspective, I feel like, hey, I already spent 2 years here. So my prime of my life. I'm like last year before I'm 30. I'm 29 this year. So I'm like, yeah, I need to go out and see the world, man. Like the world is waiting for me and I'm already vaccinated and I think I'll be fine. Whatever it is, I will bear the responsibility, but I can't wait to kind of feel the world again. If you're new to the podcast, you may or may not know that I used to be quite an avid traveler. So I've traveled to many parts of ASEAN, many parts of Asia, and I am the kind that travel for months, right? So I will stay there for a month, 2 months, 3 months, depending. And then once I think I'm done here, I've consumed enough of the energy and culture and experiences here, I will move to the next place and I'll stay there for a few more months, So yeah, crazy guy here. And one of the main reasons, in fact, the very first reason I'm going to share with you today as to why am I leaving for Georgia and why am I leaving for, you know, leaving Singapore more than for Georgia, I would say. And the first thing is, of course, my mental health. Sounds a little bit overused and probably not the most sexy thing to talk about. But periodically, I also talk about it on our podcast. And I'm quite a big proponent of taking care of your mental health. I tell you to rent a place outside, so that you can develop yourself. And if your home is not the best place, then why not go out there and try to build your own home? And what have you, right? So I'm already quite a big proponent of mental health, but I'm going to take today to expand on it because I think the social stigma is quite serious at this point in time. So a lot of people have a lot of, you shouldn't go out, you shouldn't travel, you should stay at home, you should be safe, and all those kind of things. And like, I get it, guys. I totally get it that as a collective, we want to be safe and all that. But honestly, from a personal standpoint, I'm struggling mental health wise. Right? I feel like I procrastinate a lot, I binge eat, I take more time to do everything. I take a lot of energy, like reply one email. I also be like, it's taking so long. And all these are signs of my mental health not in the best state. Okay, so I tell people that by the time you break, it's quite late already, right? So by the time you break down, things go crazy already. So that is not the place you want to be. One step below the breakdown will be high stress, right? Where you start to binge eat, you start to, be extremely forgetful, you start to isolate yourself, you start to, you know, do all those things that are not great lah, to be honest. I mean, I'm not a mental health expert, but you get some of these ideas, right? Like self-mutilation, self-harm, isolation, depression, those kind of things are like before your mental health totally breaks. What I call the danger zone. Right, and I don't think this is the best zone to be in. Don't get me wrong, and I don't think it's something that people should pride themselves that yeah, I'm very stressed, I still do it. So like don't yeah, I don't bite that shit lah. Hustle porn and all those kind of kind of macho mask kind of ideas. They don't sit with me very well. I think more people should be one step below, which is the stress. Okay, so you think break already, okay? Mental breaking, that's the part where totally cannot already. Okay, one step below is danger. So I'm currently in the danger zone. And one step below danger is stress. So stress is a very normal thing. When you are trained to be stressed, okay, your body signals train over time to kind of pick up what are some situations that is dangerous. You will build up stress hormones. You will build up all these kind of stress signals for yourself, right? And they come with very small things. It can be you clenching your fist. It can be you wanting to go to the toilet more. I do that every time I go to a new place, and then I'll be like, oh my god, there's so many people, right? I'm getting a little bit overwhelmed, and then I'll rush to the toilet. Right, so if I go to a new place, if I see you, then I see a lot of people, right? Don't be surprised if I go to the toilet and then I come out, I go to the toilet again, then I'll come out. Right? So I'm actually in the process of adjusting myself. Okay? So you're not weird if you do that. Okay, I just want to put it out there. So this is the part where I think a lot of people can be at. When people say all the shit about you and then you want to shut off your mind, or you want to, you feel very jittery, you feel this kind of stress signals, right, are healthy. Okay, they're healthy, yeah. They're healthy and you should work with it. Okay, they're healthy and they give you a signal that, oh, I'm not in the most comfortable of situation. And I'm not saying that everybody should be very comfortable every single day. Huh? So you shouldn't be in chronic stress, which is where danger is, right? So stress is okay. And we're not here to talk about the stress part today. This is not a mental health podcast. But if you guys love it, right, let me know. I'm happy to spend more time to talk about some of these things. I've spent a lot of time consuming some of these content and read up on some of these books and all that. And I don't like to read self-help books that are super watered down. Okay, I'm the kind that read philosophy books, medical papers and those kinds. So I say okay one. Okay, so I will not give you the rinse and repeat shit that's out there. I definitely want to give you more insightful stuff that I've tried. Okay, but today is not the podcast for that. I am just here to tell you that I'm not in the best state of mind. I appreciate your support and I appreciate that you guys want me to keep doing more things, but I cannot. I just cannot keep doing it while being here because this place is firstly very expensive to be very mentally healthy, and I have a lot of traumatic experience here growing up. Right, so and Singapore is super dense, very high stressed. I mean, you don't need me to tell you. I think the anxiety level here is a bit too high. Okay, especially amongst the locals. When I go downstairs, I feel their energy. I won't call myself an empath. If you understand what is empath, is that people that can feel the energy of other people, and then they kind of take on the energy load. But I want to take this opportunity to let you know that if you are in the danger zone and if you are feeling the extra stress signals, which you feel is chronic, right, then you probably want to do something about it. Whether is it pick up a new habit, whether is it go search for help, or whether is it like me, take a break out of the system and go and do a little bit of light traveling. You don't need to be me. I plan to do that for months. But so I think it's something that you cannot save on or and yeah, it's hard. Like it's not very me. I know today it's not like super thought through and all that, but yeah, I want to tell you guys that it's been hard, and I feel like I am a magical hat pulling out bunnies every day, lor. So that is point number one. Okay, I'm not in the best state of mental health, and so I definitely need to go. But I appreciate your support, and I appreciate that you listen to me talk all the way until here, 10 over minutes, and yeah, it's real nice. I love you guys, and we're doing a lot of great content, or at least I hope we're doing a lot of great content. So if anything, we probably couldn't have gotten so far without the support of all of you and of course our sponsors. Okay, I'm not shy to say someone sponsor me, and because they sponsor me, you should check out their platform, you should check out their services. I'm not paiseh on, okay? I don't think there's a need to hide and oh yeah, and try to fluff up some rubbish about make you feel good and make you feel like we're objective. I'm not, okay? So if people sponsor, I will say they sponsor and I'll say like, okay, thank you for sponsoring us. For all of you, if you're exploring something like that, please go and check them out. And if it fits your palate, go ahead. Because I feel that I've already shared with you a lot of objective measurements, how to measure some of these things. And you can decide for yourself if whatever these platforms are for you, go ahead. Okay, sorry for my sponsor rant. But yes, so mental health is main reason. Which brings me to point number two. Okay, my second reason why I'm leaving Singapore and I'm in Tbilisi is for creative resources. I'm not saying here it's not creative, but I keep pulling rabbit out of my head. I need things to come into my ecosystem. And I'll talk a little bit more about this after a word from our sponsor. Okay, so creative resources and creative insights. If you are creative, or I don't want to put creative sound like I don't know. Okay, so I don't want to make creative sound like this up there, like we arty-farty, right? And we need our space, we need all these things to create and all that. But I need new experiences. I know a lot of you guys, you DM me, you tell me that, hey, I appreciate your content. I love how you look at certain things. I love your perspective of things. I love your insightfulness and all that. So I appreciate that you love what I do. And I really want to keep doing that for you. But recently, I just feel very dry. Very dry. Like, I got no new stimulus. I got no novelty in my life. I got no new experiences. I just cannot give you more. I've struggled to give you. Okay, although I say that right, 2 weeks later I was suddenly at more one. Okay, it tends to be like that. But if I keep feeling this way, if I keep feeling this way, it's not the healthiest situation. Maybe it's also a part of what is adding on to my stress, to the work and to the podcast and to the community, right? So I need novelty, and I think in all your lives you need novelty. You cannot live a life on rinse and repeat and dehumanize yourself, right? A lot of people, they are on this endless pursuit for wealth accumulation, on career progression, not because they really want it, or not because they're very aware. And it's okay if you're not very aware, just be honest with yourself. It is fine. Okay? I'm going to record an episode about, what I would tell myself if I was in my 20s, or if I could do this again and maybe when I was younger, I was a bit more idealistic, right? But now that I've gone through this process, I think I have some insights to share. Uh, so that's topic for another day, right? But the idea is that it's okay to don't know, but you must first recognize you don't know, and it's okay that you are taking on a common narrative that people are doing. It's fine, right? But you also must recognize that you're doing it. So when you look at a lot of these people that they are on an endless pursuit, endless chase for wealth accumulation, for bigger portfolio, bigger house, and career progression, some people they know why they are doing it. They're very clear and they're very calm. Many other people, I think, okay, from a colloquial observation, they don't know why they're doing it. And I do think that it is a form of escapism, right? So they are trying to escape their lack of love, their lack of community spirit, their lack of reason, the lack of why that it exists in their life. And rather than exploring into the unknown, which is difficult, I mean. Okay, so rather than exploring into the unknown, they amp up what they are doing. They amp up what they're familiar with, and they just go on this like high cycle. Although I use "they" sounds a bit derogatory, but hey, if you do it right, it's okay because I also do it. Sometimes I do it too. If I struggle right, then I just repeat the same thing and same thing, thinking that I can break out. Suddenly, I have a new idea. Suddenly, I know what I want. Right, so it is very, very human. I'm not saying that it is like, oh, like these people, are different. No, I also go through this struggle, which is why I'm doing this. I need to break out, and I need to go there, and I need all this new novelty. And novelty is extremely powerful. And I'm sure you guys have you know this experience of novelty, right? I mean, when you were a kid or when you were younger in school, you try this new thing, you play this new game, or you pick up this new sport, this new art, this new craft. First few months, you love it. After a while, you reach a point where you ask yourself, whether do I want to continue to do it, or whether do I want to like spend more effort to break through to another level. And if it's not, then okay lah, close shop, move on. Right? But I don't know why, as we get older, everything needs to have some long-term trajectory, must have planning, KPI, we must hit something. Please do not bring the office rubbish home. Whatever that is in the office, there is a long-term trajectory because there are business goals that these companies are trying to achieve. But why do you bring that way of life into your life, in that way of operation into your life if you don't know what you're trying to achieve? Right? So if you don't know what you're trying to achieve, then your better bet is to try. Try many things, experience that novelty. And guys, don't get me wrong, while I'm here, I try very hard for novelty. North, south, east, west. I take the MRT to Tuas Link all the way to the end. I spend time walking around, kind of feel the Tuas air environment. I go to Woodlands, I cycle around. I picked up like longer distance cycling. I meet up with friends. We play board games. We try. I tried a lot of things already, and I don't have a very big budget to keep trying all these things because the burn rate here is way higher. And I left my job to focus on this. So with the limited resources, I don't want to eat into my portfolio. So I have limited choices, right? But all that being said, within my limited choices, I think I tried a lot already. So a lot of things that I think is novel, I try already. And I cannot find any more here, lor. I just find it very hard, lah. I know some of my friends, they try very hard also. Like they go for the walk at the new Thomson East Coast Line, which is amazing. It links to some of my favorite places like Upper Thomson, Springleaf, and all that, right? So they go to the Longkang at Springleaf because they kind of gentrify the area, and then they make it sound like, wow, it's an interesting ground to walk around. So I'm like, guys, okay, you tried very hard. I think you try very hard to get novelty and all, but yeah lah, it's running out lah here. So no more lah. I need to go somewhere else. Yeah, that's one of the reasons, one of the main reasons why I have to leave. It definitely adds to my mental health, but it also adds to my limited ability to create because there's just not enough novelty in my life, lor. Okay, so bringing me to point number 3, why Georgia? Okay, I want to try out remote working, and I want to try out exploring more in depth into this whole remote working idea. Okay, and Georgia is a very big hub for remote working over there. And of course, they're a little bit more lax with the COVID restrictions at this point in time. Okay, Vietnam is also a very big hub for remote working. Bali is also a very big hub for remote working. But, look at the situation here is a little bit wild. and it's not happening. Okay, so Georgia is one of those places in Eastern Europe that is a very big remote working hub, and I dare say that remote working is the future, right? It's the future where a lot of people that do not operate in the highest band of a company, right? So if you think of a company, you can broadly separate them into three parts, right? The highest level are the directors, the people that set decisions, set directions based on the data that is out there and based on consumer trends, based on what they know of their resources and all that. They set the direction. Okay, we're going to go here. This is our plan for the next 5 years, and this is our KPI for this next 3 years. Blah blah blah. Right. So they do a lot of planning work. They do a lot of decisions. They do a lot of networking with important people around in the sector and beyond. And then the second bunch of people are your managers, right? Your managers, of course, this range is getting bigger and bigger. Okay, so some of the managers are like senior VP and all that. Those guys also do a little bit of the director work. So they join the director discussion, then they come down and work with the management team, right? To manage and operate the whole thing. But then there are some people in the mid management where they're just really governing some processes and trying to push everybody to work. Okay, and then the big bulk of people at the bottom are your execs, lah, right? So your people that just do the work and do the heavy lifting and do a lot of all the liaison, creative, coding, and those kind of hard work, on the ground. Okay? And I'm not saying hard work like on the people at the top don't work hard. Okay, I'm just saying like these people actually do the lifting work, lah. Right, so if you see a company in three segments: directors, managers, and executives, I am foreseeing more and more executive work to go remote. I'm also seeing mid management work to go remote. You will continue to see directors stay together. You will see it localized. Okay, you will see it a little bit more localized. You will see mid-high management a little bit more localized. You may see regional sub-hubs, right? So instead of putting everybody in one office here, people may open an office in Vietnam, they may open an office in Thailand, in Hong Kong, whatever, depending on what sector you're in. So with this going into the future, and I mean, I've talked about this before, and there are a lot of reports out there. And I mean, for us, our audio editor is in Malaysia, one of our audio editor. Our video editor is in Pakistan. We are exploring transcribers in the Philippines. Yeah, so you already see, right? Like certain companies that are starting from ground up, they're doing all that. My friends that run other businesses, they have a very small base in KL also. So they hire a lot of people in KL. Shout out to all our KL listeners and Malaysia listeners. I know a lot of you guys around. So yeah, it's becoming more and more of a thing. And yeah, people can do that these days and companies can do that. It's more efficient for them also. So with that, I want to be in the forefront of it. I want to go and explore. Okay, I don't like to sit on the armchair and critique and tell you, yeah, I can, yeah, I cannot. I rather go there and ask the people. So you will hear a lot of interviews while I'm there. I may replay some of the Tuesday segments with the interviews of the friends that I meet there, whether they run their own blog, they do their own small e-commerce business, maybe not that small drop shipping business or whatever right? So I love to talk to practitioners, and I will be there to talk to some of them and explore the cutting edge of remote working to see what works. And yeah, thanks for tuning in 20 over minutes to hear me rant. But today's episode is important to me, and I appreciate that you listen all the way here, right? Because it's hard to be vulnerable on air, right? I'm already one of the more forefront people. I think I'm already very vulnerable on air already, okay? So yeah, these are the three reasons why I'm leaving. I don't think you need me to summarize, but I'm just going to say, amongst the three reasons why I'm spending time in Georgia, number one is mental health. I feel like I need to go out there and I need to take a break from the high, fast, quick pace of life here in a very dense population. Okay, number two is creative resources. I think I need more novelty. I think I need to have more experiences to keep creating a good work, good angles, and not just taking whatever I read online and rinse and repeat and tell you guys. To me, that is like super lame, lah. But that's what a lot of people in the creative work churn. Okay, but yeah, so I want to do that for you. I want to do that for me, and I need that novelty. And number three is I want to test out the remote working, right? So I'll be in the forefront of remote working. Don't just hear say, just go down and talk to people and just see for myself. I do this episode today, of course, number one is to take a break from all the intense episode, but also to let all of you listening know that, hey, you don't always need to follow the narrative, and you can be a responsible individual, take charge of your life, and if you think you need something and you can afford, and everybody can tell you something else, but yeah, lor, if you feel you should do it, you do it, lor. Right? And it's not as simple. I know it's hard to make these decisions, but I want you to know that, hey, you're not alone, number one. And number two, don't need to feel too pressured when people don't agree with you, lah. As long as you are clear why you're doing it. Okay? Take care. Hey, I hope you learned something useful today and truly appreciate that you took time off to better your life with the Financial Coconut. Knowledge is that much more powerful and interesting when shared, debated, and discussed. Join our community Telegram group, follow us on our socials, sign up for our weekly newsletter. We're doing a weekly newsletter reboot. We're going to have a lot of information within the newsletter. Everything is in the description below. And if you love us and want to help us grow, definitely share the podcast with your friends and on your socials. Also, if you have any interesting thoughts you want to share, or you know someone that we would like to hear from, reach out to us through hello@thefinancialcoconut.com. With that, have a great day ahead. Stay tuned next week, and always remember, personal finance can be chill, clear, and sustainable for all. Okay, so hey, does not mean I will not be recording anymore or I will not be joining you guys for content anymore. But yeah, I may take a break for 2 weeks, 3 weeks while I'm in Georgia. So you may not see me as commonly or as prevalently in some of our other shows like Market Updates, Geek Out, and some of these other shows that we have. But I will still spend time to record and do more stuff for all of you. Thanks for loving what we do. Thanks for supporting us. And yeah, let's see where we can bring this community, this podcast, this company, see how far we can go. Okay? Next week, I'm going to spend some time to talk about leverage. I think a lot of people don't understand leverage very well. Okay? And I'm saying this because everybody is talking about debt-free law. But then when they buy house, they think differently. When they talk about buy house, okay, buy house can loan money. But actually, your house leverage is huge, you know. The mortgage sum is not a small sum. So what do you need to understand about leverage? This is something that I want to be a little bit more nuanced and talk to you guys about next week lah. So take care, have fun, take care of yourself, okay?